Hi guys, wanted to do a little attack review of a failed attack that Dan Marcantonio did against the number 4 base in this war. He was wanting some pointers to maybe see what it is he could have done to help him do better on the base. He went with the GoWiPe. So we're going to go over his attack here. He comes in on the queen side, which is a good thing to do. Your queen is right here. So you want to come in on this side. And so he does do that right. But one thing that could have done is, I don't know what's going on here with this counter going down. You don't have to wait for the 3, 2, 1 countdown to start an attack. Let's pause it right here. You see, he brought his golems in about here and here. Okay, that gets these defensive structures here, here, and here firing on the golems. What I think could have been done a little better on this attack is if he would have brought his golems in here and here. That way it would have got this cannon firing on a golem, as well as this archer tower, the whiz tower, this cannon, and this archer tower, all firing on the golems. And then you can bring in your wizards in behind these golems and clear out all of these outlying structure buildings, and clear that all out, clear a path. So when you bring in, say, your P.E.K.K.A. and your king and queen, they're not distracted and going to run around the outside of base. They're going to want to charge into the middle. So let's clear the screen and go on a little farther here. You see he brings in his wall breakers in right here next to this one golem. So let's pause again and go over. If his golems would have been spread out here, like I first said, you'd still want the wall breakers to come into the middle, in between the two golems, and then but you want to hold off on the wall breakers until you let these wizards clear out these structures. Let the golems beat on the walls for a little bit, and you'll notice here that you're holding back 10 wizards. Go ahead and get them things out there and get them to clearing these structures. That's the best thing the wizards can do, is they're being blocked from being fired upon by these golems. So get your wizards out there clearing this stuff and let them do the job that they're there to do. Now, at this point, he brings his P.E.K.K.A. in, and you'll notice their wizards are still trying to clear out some of these structures out here. So what could be done here is to go ahead and rage, which he did, and then throw another wall breaker or two in through this rage. That'll get that wall breaker really going in and revved up and do more damage on these walls. Now, he does a pretty good job with the lightning spell, clearing out the majority of the clan castle troops that came out. Should have brought his queen out here with that main force and that third P.E.K.K.A. That way the P.E.K.K.A. wouldn't have gone off and gotten distracted over here. When his king went into the middle, should have brought the queen in with it and that other P.E.K.K.A. Get all your high damage troops in here fighting through. And then at that point is where you would want to place that jump spell. This wall has been broken through right here. So what you want to do is get this jump spell placed about in this area right here. That way your high damage troops will jump into the town hall. If you're careful with your placement and overlap into this other compartment over here, some of them will jump into this mortar and kill this high damage splash damage defensive structure here. So that's what could have been done, should have been done, and see, since there was nothing here to kill, the queen, being what she does, she just wants to shoot things. She goes around the outside, which isn't really helping clear the base. You need to get them in there a lot quicker and then get that jump spell where it's going to do some good. Now, this jump spell was a bad place to put it. With the queen here and the P.E.K.K.A. and a couple of wizards, probably the best thing you could have done was placed it right in this area. Instead of where it is, get that jump spell right there, and maybe by some chance the queen and would have jumped in and had a shot, but it is not a real strong queen, so it's not going to live a long time. But those are basically things that could have been done to improve the attack, was to get the golems spread out just a little bit more, and to get the wizards in behind them before bringing the wall breakers in. Let them wizards do their job and clear out some of them distracting buildings, because a P.E.K.K.A. is pretty dumb unit, really. It just wants to go to the easiest target that's closest that it can kill without breaking a wall. It breaks a wall at a last resort. If there's something outside a wall that's closer than behind the wall, it's going to take the easy path and go to kill it. So get them wizards out there behind the golems that are spread out and clear out anything that would distract your main high damage attack force, which is your king, queen, and P.E.K.K.A.s, to get in there while the golems are taking all the shots from the defensive units. So that's pretty much it for this time. I know we didn't win the war, but it was fairly close. Part of it was my fault for starting the war early in the morning, where we weren't there to really strategize as good at the end of the war. So that's on me. But we did do an overall fairly good job of getting some stars on all the bases. Some of you are not using clashcaller.com. Guys, we got to use that. It helps people plan their attacks. They call a base on ClashCaller, then they're building an army to attack that base. Then if somebody comes in and attacks that base that they're building an army for, then they've wasted all that time building that army and all those troops, and they got to try to find something, which is what happened at the very end. Dan had built an army to attack lower, and somebody came in and 3-starred the base. He was building the army to attack, so he had nothing to attack at the end with the army that he built, but it was not enough time left in the war for him to do anything about it, so all he could do was do his best. He got a star on the base he attacked and got some war loot, but You know, it doesn't help us win a war like that. So, guys, we need to use Clash Caller. And when I send out a mail saying attack ±3 on a larger war, sometimes it changes. If it's a smaller war like this one was only a 20 person instead of 25 or 30, you know, it could be ±2. You got to stay within that range to make it fair for everybody to get a base that they can have a chance at getting the most amount of stars on. But that's it for now. Keep on getting better. Keep watching them JTJU videos to learn the attack strategies and to learn the slang language that we use, which is naming the attacks. It's you'll understand a lot better when, you know, we're talking in game, you know, use an 813 or a 105 or a GoWiPe snipe low. You know, you'll know exactly what it is we're talking about once you start watching these JTJU videos, and you'll know what it is that needs to be done to have the best chance to win 2 to 3 stars on that base. So that's it for now, guys. Keep on going and keep getting better, and clash on.